Hello, folks. I'm going to go ahead and call the special magistrate hearing to order. And thank you all for being here. Looks like we're going to get a storm, so if the lights flash, we'll do the best we can. Roll call, please, of staff.
Holly New for the city. Michelle Ficacello, clerk to the magistrate. Bonnie Bramer, permit coordinator.
Gary Heimdahl, Code Enforcement.
Thank you so much, folks. All right. Minutes of our July 22nd meeting. Any additions, corrections, deletions?
No, sir.
Anything from you, Michelle?
No, sir.
Okay. Consider those approved as submitted. Michelle, any deletions or changes to the agenda?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, we'll go first to the parking citation appeals, and this one is a challenge, and it's PO 2761FB. Joseph, how do you say it? If you would step to the podium, sir. Good afternoon. If you would stand by to be sworn. How are you, sir?
Good, you?
Just fine. I would ask you if you would please state your full name and residence address for the record.
Okay, my name is Joseph DeGuglielmo. I live at 35 Pinnell Lane in Palm Coast.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Well, you're here on an appeal of a parking citation issued, let's see, it looks like on June 3rd of this year at about 4 or something in the afternoon, so the copy's not real clear. And the allegation is that you were parking in the street along South Ocean Shore Boulevard.
On South 14th Street.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. South 14th, adjacent to South Ocean Shore.
Yes.
And having read your comments, you were indicating that you felt that where you were parking was appropriate in the absence of signs. Is that your understanding?
Yeah, the violation says parking in street where signs prohibit, and the photos I submitted do not show any signs anywhere that prohibit parking, and any time of the day that you go by there's other cars parked in the same location.
And are the photos that are in my packet the ones that you submitted, sir?
Yes.
Okay. And I see, which is your vehicle? Is your vehicle any of those?
There's a picture that has a white Volkswagen Jetta.
Okay, that's your vehicle.
That was the vehicle that was parked there when the violation came.
Okay. And then I see a photograph with Toyota and a couple other vehicles as well. Looks like a Dodge Challenger and then another one yet.
Honda. Yes, that was the next day. I went back over there.
Okay. Okay. Let me look at the citation again. The citation that I see doesn't say anything about parking where signs prohibit. It's for parking in the street.
It says other violation comments below that where signs prohibit.
That's true. But here's the distinction. Any parking in the street is a violation, signs notwithstanding.
Okay, there's no parking in the street though. That car is off the street.
Let me see. Michelle, is there a photograph from the citing officer?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. So it's your testimony that you did not have any part of the vehicle in the roadway. Now, keep in mind that the sand is spilling over onto the pavement that's beneath the sand, and so that would technically be roadway.
I understand that, but if you look at the sign in that one picture at the back of the Volkswagen Jetta, it is off to the right of where the sign is if you drew a line from that down the road.
Sure. No, I'm not disputing you. I'm just questioning the situation because I want to be fair. I would, and is it your testimony that your Jetta was parked landward of that alignment?
Yes.
And that this photograph that you have submitted is an accurate depiction of how you were parked at the time?
That was at the time that came back to the car after the ticket was given.
Okay, so your position is that you were not in the street?
Correct.
In the absence of any... We have the officer who wrote...
You are here. You showed up.
I did? Yeah.
If you would.
Yes, ma'am.
For the record, is your mic on? Okay.
Yeah.
For the record, name and position, please.
Sergeant Maria Guerrero, Flagler Beach Police Department.
Okay. Holly?
Would you like to give your testimony for what you observed on the day that you wrote the ticket? Yeah. So on June 3rd at approximately 4:30, I drove down this road. I had to go around the vehicle because it was slightly in the roadway, so I turned around and issued the citation in reference to parking in the roadway. On my Axon body camera, you can also, in this picture, you can see where I dug a divot in the dirt, in a sense, so that way you can see where the road is.
Holly, would you? Thank you. Okay, so the roadway is considerably in from where the sand is stopping at this point in time.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Would you show this to the appellant, please?
I mean, you could dispute that that's right at the edge of the pavement, and there's more than ample distance to drive a car by there.
Well, let's take a moment here and let's focus on what the policy is as opposed to the technicalities of this particular situation. Would you agree that if a vehicle is encroaching into the roadway that it's a potential safety hazard?
Yes.
And that it's potentially an obstruction to not only routine traffic but emergency vehicles and so forth?
Yes.
Okay. That's what's at stake here is and admittedly this may not be a high traffic zone, but you never know. And so we have to operate on the premise of what if there was a situation. Vera, what else can you offer?
So the image that he took of his vehicle, of the white Volkswagen, is much further up and off the roadway as compared to the image from my Axon body camera. It's in a completely different spot.
The car was...
Yeah, I can see that it is considerably further down the road. In this photograph, it's clearly on pavement. It is. I think there is a distinction between the following day and the day in question. Okay. The one thing because of the sand, I understand that it creates potential for confusion. That it's not real clear where the road stops and appropriate parking would begin. Does the city have any disposition on the situation?
We generally defer, but we would be satisfied with a reduced ticket just so that he understands that to be a little bit more aware next time. However, given, the fact that we have an officer here, we have photo evidence.
Understood. Mr. Guerrero, would you be comfortable with that as an outcome?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. What I'm hearing from the city is that because there was some confusion, potentially that a compromise in this situation would be appropriate. Would you be amenable to that?
Say that again, please.
A compromise. It's a $60 fine.
Right.
I'd be inclined to reduce the fine to $30 plus the mailing costs. Those we need to recover. So what are the costs on this one?
$10.02.
So it'd be $40.02 versus the 60 and the $10 in addition. Would you be comfortable with that? I'm not trying to be harsh here.
I understand.
There's obviously, I see a violation, but I also see that there was potential confusion because of the presence of the sand. And so I'm trying to.
Yeah, I mean, that's most of Flagler Beach, you'll find the same situation. Hundreds of tickets can be given a day for that same situation.
Unfortunately, we still have to be mindful of what the policy is, and it's not to punish you, it's to prevent potentially a hazard that could cause bigger problems, and that's really what we're dealing with. And I'm trying to be fair.
Sure.
And the officer's doing her job, and you were operating, I think, under the premise that you thought you were not doing anything wrong. And so the midpoint in this is where I'm trying to go.
Okay.
Are we good with that as an alternative?
Yes.
Okay. I appreciate that. Thank you. I think that that's the best outcome we can come up with today.
Within 30 days, is that correct?
Yeah. We're going to give you an order, and I could ask you to do something else, but I'll ask you to do it voluntarily, and that would be take a few minutes and just mention to folks, don't trust where the sand is meaning the edge of the pavement. Make sure that you're well off so that we don't end up with cars in the road that could be a hazard. Okay. And oftentimes I ask people to do education effort as a formal portion of the sanction, but I think in this case that would be unfair to you. But if you want to do it voluntarily, you may keep somebody else from getting a citation and maybe something more significant too.
Understood.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
How do you say your name again?
Guglielmo.
Guglielmo. That wouldn't be Italian by chance, would it? Buongiorno. Ciao. Thank you, sir. And it has arrived. You're free to go, but I would recommend you move quickly. There's a theory about whether walking or running in the rain, where do you get more wet? I think you just get wet. You're welcome to stay if you care to. All right, drive safe. Okay, moving on. Case P02816FB, Santo Marino. Good afternoon, sir. I think this must be the Sons of Italy afternoon.
Looks that way.
How are you?
All right.
Good. If you would, please.
Yes.
And if you would state your full name and your residence address for the record, please, sir.
Santo Dominic Marino, 3242 North Ocean Shore Boulevard, Flagler Beach.
So you are a Flagler Beach resident?
Yes.
Well, you're here, cited on July 3rd of this year for around 1:27 in the afternoon for allegedly all other parking, which in this case is purportedly parking in the emergency vehicle reserve zone alongside the beach, correct?
Yes.
And I have photographs that you submitted that show, is it a Toyota SUV that you drive?
Yes.
2006 Matrix.
And it is beyond the sign, which in your appeal you indicated that you were, how many feet did you suggest? At least 4 feet beyond. And does this photograph fairly accurately depict how you were parked on the day in question?
That's exactly the same day I was ticketed. I took those.
Oh, you took the photos
Right there, yeah.
So that was at the time of the event.
Right.
Okay. You know, this isn't the first time this has come before me as an issue, and I understand where you're coming from. Unfortunately, the signage is really, it's getting more intense. The signage is not real clear as to that area, and when it's obfuscated as it is, you know, I have the obligation to defer to you as the individual. So I'm not going to find a violation, but I do want to talk about how important that space is so that there's an understanding why it's a no parking zone. Somebody's drowning, having a cardiac event, lost child, some other injury, a dispute or fight on the beach or whatever. Guess where emergency vehicles have to go so that they're not obstructing the traffic on A1A and can access the situation that they're responding to in the most efficient and rapid manner possible. That's why that space is reserved. There really needs to be signage that is more clear, because it keeps coming up as an issue that you know, if there is an area beyond where the sign is posted, and I don't know who the messenger needs to be to carry the message, but if there's an area that is beyond that sign that it needs to be posted, you know, so that it's clear to the public, you know, where we're talking about. I'm super concerned that we don't prevent first responders from having the ready access that they need in an emergency. That's a highlight to me.
I agree 100%. I'm a retired firefighter.
Well, then you know better than anyone.
Right. And I would, you know, that's why, I mean, I thought,
What did you serve, sir?
you know, I would love to have clear demarcation, like where the crosswalks are, where there's slash marks, signs, no parking this side. It was not clearly marked, so I thought I was, you know, beyond.
And because it is not a clear indication, I agree with you. And this, as I have done before. Where were you a firefighter?
New Jersey.
What city, if I may ask?
Clifton.
Okay. Well, thank you for your service. Lifetime as a firefighter?
What's that?
Lifetime as a firefighter?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, thank you for doing that. But I certainly appreciate, of all people, that you would be highly sensitive to not creating an issue where it's important.
Right.
Okay. Officer Guerrero, would you be so kind as to have a conversation with your boss?
Yes, sir.
And, you know, would you be my emissary and let him know that this keeps coming up? And my concern is that we make sure the space is reserved.
Yes, sir.
But I can't fault folks when it's unclear where.
I understand. Yes.
The only thing, we're getting bombed. I don't know if there's hash marks there.
No, there's no hash marks there. It's just those two signs.
Yeah, I would urge that there's another sign south of that, is there not?
Correct.
Yeah, so that kind of really does demark the area that's reserved. Probably, and, you know, and I'll take it one step further, hash marks are a no-go area as well. That may not be a bad idea to throw in the mix if it's possible.
Yes, sir.
So, thank you. That would be much appreciated. And it would save folks like Mr. Marino from having to come in and spend their afternoon and then swim home. I'm gonna dismiss the citation, sir.
Thank you,
But
John.
I also am going to ask you to be a messenger and just remind folks those are no-go zones for a reason. And you obviously would understand why. So,
Thank you.
We'll give you an order here. Thank you, ma'am. Is this where I say buongiorno? By the way, I love Italy. It's a great place. You can't beat the food. Thank you, sir. Okay. Last one is citation 1566, Deborah Sargent. Hi, ma'am.
Hi.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm going to be here a while, though.
You might not believe the occasion, right?
Yeah.
Good for you. Well, if you would, please be sworn.
I do.
If you would, please state your full name and residence address for the record, ma'am.
Deborah Sargent, 1 Woodchuck Place, Palm Coast. And no, I don't know how much wood a woodchuck can.
This appears to be a citation issued by the sheriff's office as opposed to Flagler Beach Police Department.
No, sir, it was me. Oh, issuing officer.
Oh, you were the issuing officer?
Yes, sir.
All right, well then, is this on the old?
It is one of the old forms.
Yeah, okay, that's why I misread it. I was thinking, all right. But you are not indicated as the officer on my agenda, so forgive me.
It's fine.
You're not to be slighted. Okay, well, I may ask for some help on this because it looks like in the roadway.
Yes, sir.
Okay, there we are. And this is a photograph that you submitted, ma'am. And is that your Lexus? Do I see wheels on the pavement?
I see a couple inches of the front left wheel on the pavement.
And the back one's closed, but definitely on the pavement in the front.
Yes, definitely.
And I see other vehicles, but they are considerably further in.
Yeah.
Somebody here was very bad. We're vehicle. So, I mean,
to me, in the roadway is in the roadway. There's no way she had to go around me in any way, shape, or form. Had I been parked over closer, my passenger would not have been able to get out because of the bushes there.
I don't have a solution to that situation, but I have to say it's your own photograph tells the story.
Well, it does.
And I, you heard my.
Yes, the first guy. I saw.
As to why we're concerned. In this case, where was the?
That was what is it? Right next to Golden Lion on the other side, so 5th Street North.
Okay, so we weren't on A1A, but we were just off A1A.
Yes.
And I know that is a busily traveled area. It's a lot of volume moves through there, so it presents a little extra hazard. You know that. So here's where I'm inclined to go with this, and that is I might reduce the fine, but I am gonna insist that you do something extra, and we'd have 2 options.
Okay.
You can consider to do education, or you can go spend a Saturday on the beach picking up trash with one of the city commissioners.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Are you serious, or are you?
I don't mind. Can I bring my dog?
Officer Grove, would you be amenable to that as an outcome here?
Sure.
quite frankly, there are people who say, oh, I'd rather pay the fine than have to give up my time. But, you know, it's not really here about the money. It's about preventing, there's a byword here. It's all about safety. That's really what this is about. And while it may appear minor, you never know. If there was traffic on the other side and somebody's trying to squeeze through, heaven forbid a fire truck. They're big. And it's constricted in its ability to maneuver, not so good. You have to kind of look beyond the minute and look up at 40,000 feet and see what we're really talking about here is why. And you're being very, very accommodating. I understand you were trying to think of your passenger.
Well, not only that, but I didn't even realize that I didn't consider it in the street. To me, a little bit more over would have been in the street, but
Any encroachment is encroachment.
yeah, I get that now.
That's the reality. And so that's why I don't have an option in what I have to determine here.
Right.
But it's not extreme, it's just still a violation. So that's why I'm trying to give you a little accommodation. But by the same token, in fairness to the officer who's doing her job, it can't be just, don't do it again. There needs to be a little bite. So here we are.
I'm very careful when I park in Flagler Beach. I try to make sure that I am nowhere near the road because
You actually
I don't want to.
You find a place to park near the Golden Lion.
Well, that was a thing in and of itself.
Listen, we all know that parking is a challenge here. It's not uncommon for us to park at the police station and walk up because that's the only place that's available to park. And so, we get it.
Okay.
But we have to insist that everybody do it the right way. That's all. So, we'll do.
It sounded, I wasn't sure if there was with the volunteering versus the education.
Would you rather do education effort and speak to folks about the importance of not parking on the roadway, or do a morning on the beach?
I'd rather do the cleanup on the beach.
That's what we'll do then. And I'm going to reduce the fine, but there is the cost, which are how much? 1002, 1004?
It's 10:02 again.
1002. So it's a slight reduction.
Okay.
But you'll have fun on the beach.
Yeah.
And you'll get to meet the commissioner and we'll have 60 days to, it's once a month, so we'll give you 2 months in case there's a conflict.
Okay.
Okay?
Sounds good.
Correct, Michelle?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Got it?
We're going to give you an order in just a second.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
What's the standard number of hours? 4?
I'm sorry.
3, thank you.
Yeah, it's just a morning, 9 to noon. I think it's 9 to noon, is it not, Michelle? Yeah. And she'll give you some guidance on how you get set up to do that. Thank you.
Thank you.
We try hard.
You can go ahead and have a seat, like right over there. Yeah. No problem. That's all I have today, sir. May I be excused?
You may, thank you. And
Nice meeting you.
Okay.
if you would, again, the message on the
Yes, sir.
up front, you look like an excellent candidate to get the word across. Thank you for being here. It's very helpful.
Thank you.
You. Thank you. Gary? think you're going to be up to bat.
This is where they shine.
Pardon me?
I said, this is where they shine.
Thank you. Drive carefully. Have fun on the beach. All right. Okay, moving right along. Our next case is in the code enforcement arena, AEN 26-0205 MH Parsons and Sons Lumber, 300 South Daytona Avenue. Is anyone here on behalf of those folks? Okay, hearing nothing. Would you swear our officers, please?
The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in the testimony you're about to give?
I do.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Afternoon, sir.
What do you want to tell me?
That this place has complied. Just recently, they didn't communicate with us, but the order had already been issued for the notice of hearing.
Okay.
They are New Jersey.
Was this, if I recall, is a barricading garbage?
Yes, sir. It's right behind the post office.
Right. And so it's now,
It is, yes, sir.
all right, was it accomplished in any kind of timely fashion?
I don't know that I'd say that since we got to go to notice of hearing, but they're like a lot of people, they don't communicate with us.
All right.
He's in Maine, the company's in Maine.
Is there no one here physically?
It's the post office building, they own it, and they rent it to the postal service here.
Okay.
It's kind of it's a good little deal.
What do we have in costs on this?
$20.36.
Holly, would you be good with an order that finds them in compliance after the fact and just issue an order for payment of the cost?
Yes, sir, and just to be clear, like a finding a violation that has since complied? Is that,
Yep.
Okay, just so I understand? Yes.
Yep.
Yes,
And so that, and how much was it again?
$20.36, correct.
Okay. So you'll prepare that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next matter is EEN 260235 Davis Homes, LLC, 1913 North Central. Gentlemen, is there anyone here for, okay. If you would, come to the podium. Welcome back. Okay. And Michelle, if you
Yes, ma'am.
and just for the record, before I ask the city to report, full name and address, please.
Kyle Davis, 2239 Old Dixie Highway in Ormond Beach.
Okay. All right. Where are we on this one?
Well, we have two cases at the same address. This one is the one that's not complied. There's a railing in the back going down to a pool.
Do I have photographs?
Sounds a little hard to see. As you
All right.
zoom in, like in this picture here, it has a. I can't stand it.
Those-
There's a board at an angle there. The short stairs at the bottom. When you step up to that landing, if you were to go straight ahead, there is a board there, but it's hanging. You can see it at an angle.
That seems like 3 or 4 screws or several nails.
One of the things, I know I got the notice to be here today. I did not get a notice of what was wrong, so I'm just letting you know. So if that's fine, I can take care of that.
Vision. Is you do 2020
That's
vision?
gonna actually get taken down, so that's why I wouldn't
All right.
fix it.
You might have thought he complied because that angle board is removed now.
Okay, but is there a proper railing?
Not right now, no, sir.
What would it take to get a railing up, the proper railings up there? Does that require a permit?
I think it would. But we have the chief building official here.
Have you've been sworn,
view that as maintenance, so if the,
No permit necessary.
required just for that small site.
Good. All right.
Okay.
All right, here's what we're gonna do.
Sir, there's just a little bit more to it.
Oh, I'm
Up
sorry.
there, that's the back of the house.
Okay.
You can see the sidings coming off and it's separating with the arrow to the right. It's puffed up with a crack in it.
Is this where you live?
No, sir.
Is it a rental?
No, sir. It's actually going to be a renovation, which I don't know if it matters or not, but I'm in the process of doing that to hopefully permit or send, I guess, to this gentleman over here the request for permit probably mid-October.
So you're working towards that.
Yes, sir. We're going to plan right now. So, I mean, if that's, I don't know who's, I guess it's on the backside, that's the backside of the house, right?
That's
Yeah.
the back side of the house.
All right. Have you all had any dialogue about what's necessary, or is this the first occasion to have dialogue?
There used to be more communication. There isn't a lot of communication now.
Can we improve that, please?
Sure.
For the benefit?
Sure, go for it.
It's in your really best interest to take the initiative to communicate, because otherwise it gets expensive. And we don't want that if we can avoid that, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so,
One other issue, no, well, it's not an issue now. We were there because the neighbors complained about the pool being green.
we don't like pools being green. You know why? If a child somehow gets in there, nobody will ever know.
Yes, sir.
Then there's hell to pay. That's a no-give zone with me.
Yes, sir.
Because there's nowhere in this country where more children perish than in Florida. And the number one spot is in pools that aren't maintained. So it either has to be covered or clear, and it definitely has to be secured so that access is not possible.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Just wanted to let you know, because we were there for the pool complaint, but that's how we saw this one.
I
The
understand.
pool complaint has been complied with.
So that's taken care of.
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, that's good. All right, we're making
I
progress.
got one, right?
There's still two strikes here,
Yes, sir.
so we're on the ragged edge, but,
We go way back, actually.
Yes, sir.
okay. Well, that's not necessarily good, but, you know, a whole lot can be solved by talking. You know, the absence of communication causes divorces, you know, disputes between nations, you
No, I
take your
understand.
pick.
Well, that's why I said in my defense, which may not mean it much, but I just didn't, honestly, I did not receive, I mean, typically in the past, it's been about mowing the yard or something like that, and I've complied to that. I didn't, so that's why I actually started cleaning up, the place and whatnot. I didn't know about this, but now I do, so I can take care of it, but I'm just, that's coming down too, so.
Why do you think these are issues? Why do you think they're issues? It's important. Let's go beyond the violation, but. why
Well,
do
it's
you think
maintaining the
they're-
property, I understand that.
Yeah, and, you know, it's obviously a matter of code, but more importantly, it affects the values for your neighbors. It obviously affects the value of your own property, but I understand you're in the midst of working on it, but if it's visible and it's a problem, then it shouldn't require a notice of violation or something. It, you know, should be obvious, like the board on the railing. You know, my common sense tells me, you know, if somebody was coming up here and then they tripped, and there's nothing to prevent them from continuing on, they're going to get hurt. And it can be serious. It doesn't take a lot for a serious injury to occur in a fall. And if it's a few feet, it could be really serious. So that's what I'm talking
I
about.
understand.
Okay. What do we want to do here, gentlemen? I'm looking to you. What's it going to take?
What it's going to take to get done?
Is there something we can get fixed pretty quick, or is it,
I would think you could.
what do you think, 2 weeks?
Yes, sir.
Can you comply in 2 weeks?
To fix the railing, is that what we're talking about?
Well,
Sure.
really, you can do it in
Yeah.
10 minutes, you know.
That's no problem.
Okay. What about the other issue with the siding?
If I could beg you on this one, I mean, if I need to patch it or something, I can probably do a temp patch or something like that, but that siding's gonna, obviously that house is gonna get redone, so, if you can put up with like a temp patch or something like that.
Let's go on, what have we got in cost so far?
$19.62.
All right, I'm going to require you to pay the costs so that we're current on that. I'm going to give you 2 weeks to attend to the siding. I'm going to ask you to fix the railing ASAP, and 3 days, okay? And the patching, just something that's I don't know what the solution is for the patch, but just part of the reason is we have a windstorm. The wind gets underneath an open area. Guess what happens to the siding? It starts ripping off, and then it becomes a hazard, or who knows what, which isn't good for you either. So I'm not trying to have you redo the house before you redo the house, but just something to secure it. Does that sound about right?
Yes, sir. And just one other thing to think about is when it's a nuisance, that's also the economic value
I
in the
understand.
neighbors.
That's where it affects. It's an aesthetic issue, but you have no idea how many times I've had people here unhappy because a neighbor let their property go and it pulls everybody down with them. That's the problem. We have to live, amenably with one another, and that means keeping the standard up. That's why the code exists.
Okay, sir.
If I make one more comment, it's kudos for him. If you look at that red arrow up there, he's got fresh water pumping in the pool.
Yeah.
So it appears that he's working on keeping it clean.
You're doing good. That's the one, right?
I'm not here to work against you, so.
Nor am I working against you. I'm just trying to move us in the right direction.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to impose $250 a day fines. I'd rather spend the money to fix things. How about that?
I appreciate it.
All right. Let's do me one more favor. Fix it. Call them so you can show them it's fixed. Don't wait for them to come having to look. Let them know, hey, I'm taking care of it. Please come by. Fair enough?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So that is 3 days for the railing fix.
I'm sorry.
No, you're right.
Can I have until like the end of this weekend? My daughter's getting married and I'm kind of busy. I mean, I don't, I'm trying to, if I could have.
Wallet showing empty.
I'm sorry, what?
Your wallet showing empty.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You can have,
Our position, we're amenable to making it, a week or 2 weeks, similar
Both?
to, yes, sir.
all right, fair enough. Then we'll make them the same
Okay.
time frame.
Thank you.
But if you can get out there and just put a board up, I don't know if anybody's coming and going, but you never know.
Yes, sir.
My goal is not to get anybody hurt. Remember what I said earlier? What's it all about?
Safety is our.
Safety's paramount. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So both will be 2 weeks, and the costs are due within
30 days.
30 days. Yep.
And it will be to the respondent to call the code enforcement officers and let them know. So
Yep.
even if you do fix it within two weeks, if you don't give them a call and they're unable to verify, you're going to be non-compliant. I understand it.
So the burden's on you to let them know that it's fixed, okay?
I just need to reestablish the. Okay. Okay. 2 a.m. call or?
Won't be answering at 2 a.m.
All right. We're all set. Get an order in the mail.
Okay, so the feet of. Sure.
The swimming pool is the next item. EEN 260219.
I'm sorry?
The next item is also, Davis, is that the EEN 260219, that's the swimming pool,
Yes, sir.
and that's in compliance.
Yes, sir.
So do we have other costs on that?
Yes, yes.
Well, hang on one sec.
There would be mailing costs.
Yeah, what are those costs? You may have to dig into the law a little bit more.
It's the same, $19.62.
So we're gonna have it, or the violation has been cured, but there will be the imposition of the costs, and it'll be a separate order for that case. Okay, $19.02 for that meal.
I'll email you both invoices and then how to pay, remit payment.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
All
thanks.
right, happy wedding day.
Thank you.
No, that's what happens when it's a daughter. Bye-bye. Okay, EEN 260220, Eggert Iris Claxon Life Estate.
We also have 0221, she's here.
On both of them, okay, yes, we'll do EEN 260221, also Iris Claxon Life Estate. And this is, if you would be sworn.
I do.
Just for the record, name and address, please.
Virginia Patterson, 3951 Northwest 50th Avenue, Chiefland, Florida, 32626.
Okay. And you are here as?
My parents own the house.
Okay. You were here previously, if I recall, correct?
It's been years ago.
Okay.
Maybe even before I had children.
All right, where are we on this?
Well, they have complied that, they have a building permit. It was issued the 5th of this month.
Okay.
And we met them out at the scene, talked to the contractor. If you would like her maybe to fill us in on the contractor situation or how we are moving along, that'd be great.
Are we pointed in the right direction?
Yes, sir.
Is there anything that needs to be pushed
Maybe the city boarded up the doorway.
to the house?
And it might be nice if there was a nicer board or that one got painted or something that might help a little bit in the neighborhood.
But the contractor should take care of that.
I would imagine so.
I can see if he can do it.
Yeah, if you would, it's obvious because of the same issue we just talked about, the appearance and how it impacts the surrounding properties and whether it's sightly or unsightly.
Yes, sir.
Well, number one, we're glad to hear that it's moving because it's been around a while, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir.
And do we have any outstanding expenses? And I assume this isn't going to be closed out as yet, or is it going to?
Yes, sir. Actually, we're going to close them. I only left them open today if there were fees or whatever to make sure that got in there before I closed the case.
Okay, so what are we looking at?
So for both cases, it's the same amount, $19.62 each.
1962. So it'll be $39 and change. And you'll get an order on each of those in 30 days, and we'll consider that the matter is now in compliance.
Violation but compliant.
Yep.
But subsequent compliance.
Yep. Now, what happens is if there's a recurrence of a violation that's of the same nature, then it's an enhanced penalty, so we don't want to go down that road.
Yes, sir.
But you're already working on fixes, and that's what counts.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Because I have to tell you, it took forever to even source somebody to address on this because it was just kind of going into a black hole.
My parents have had health problems that led to some financial problems. And then, anyway, so I apologize.
No, you don't have to apologize. We're just glad that it's getting sorted out.
Thank you.
You're more than welcome. Rather not than have you looking at the burden of big fines.
Thank you.
Well, the mail-in orders, so you'll get those orders by mail. Okay, we ready? All right, so our next matter is an update on EEN 260178, Audrey F. Rutowski, Westbrook, and Michael Westbrook, joint tenants, right to survivorship. You're here. Come on up, if you would. Michelle, if you'd.
tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in the testimony you're about to give?
I do.
Thank you.
And for the record, full name and address, please.
For the sake of this, my name is Audrey Frances Ruchkowski Westbrook, and it's 2228 South Central Avenue.
Okay. Let me hear from the gentleman, and then we'll see where we are. Where are we?
First off, this is a standalone case. There's not another one with it.
Well, what fun is that?
But Audrey needed a permit. We got a complaint. They did some stuff. And actually, there's been so much going on that I think Audrey might be able to explain it in more detail and in better than I can.
Well, give me a snapshot. Are we going in the right direction?
She has a deck on the side of her house that's in disrepair.
Yeah.
She interviewed some contractors. She got a contractor. They got a permit. There was an issue with the permit. They needed engineering. The permit got returned. Then we were told she overpaid. So right now, I think they're still having problems getting the engineering done. The engineering company said, hey, it'll take about a week before we can get this done, and it's been a lot longer than a week. They're not getting her the information back. But whatever she has now may be newer than what I have.
Has there been any lack of diligence on the part of the respondent?
No, sir. I think they're doing all that they can do in the situation they're in.
I can offer you an opportunity to explain, but I think the fast path here might be to ask, what do you need in order to keep things moving in the direction? I don't want to beat you up. I'm happy to hear that you're working on it and you're doing what you can. You're at the mercy of third parties who aren't doing their part.
And the serenity prayer is my mantra. I have in my hot little hands a copy of the rendering that Beck built, submitted to the engineering company, and it has been submitted to the building company as I understand it.
Okay.
Austin Beck, the contractor, fortunately for him, unfortunately for me, has another job that he's currently doing.
This
So,
is your contractor?
yes,
Okay.
Beck built. He will not be able to pull or come down and square away the permit this week, but he will be down next week, as I understand it. He's going to keep me posted.
Okay. Do you have a crystal ball on where the end game might be so that this is no longer hanging over anybody's head?
I have no idea. But I can tell you that the permit, if it's not next week, it'll be the week after. I will come and take care of it if I have to.
Well, let's see if we can do something else. Yes, sir.
Your Honor, the permit's been approved through the building department already. Just found out from the chief building official.
Okay.
It's been approved, so all that's left is being paid.
Okay.
And once it's paid, then we're done. Because then she gets, I think it's 180 days to sit there and fulfill her obligation for the permit itself.
Do we know who had the responsibility to make the payment for the permit?
Well, it's going to be her, obviously, but she's going to put it through the, I guess the contractor's going to sit there and pay it. But she's more than welcome to pay it herself if she wanted to figure it out with the contractor, but that's up to them.
I will contact him, and if it would expedite things, I will pay for it.
Have you paid him? Are you out, under your agreement with him, is he obligated to pay for the permit? Have you already paid him for what the permit is, the cost is?
No.
Oh, you haven't as yet?
I actually, what had happened was 2 weeks ago, they came to me and said, all you have to do is pay for it. You're all set. You won't be on the docket. And I paid it, and I notified Austin that the receipt would be in his email, and he said, I'll talk to you in a little bit. And that's when we discovered that the engineering company who said 2-week turnaround did not hold up their end of the bargain.
So what happened to the money that was paid? Where did that go?
It was returned to me.
So, okay, so it went in and came back out. All right, here's where I want to go. If we can get the permit paid for, we're now in compliance.
100%, yes, sir.
And this goes away as a case that you have to worry about. It's one less thing that is hanging over your head. So,
That's the day.
And
And I'll just let Austin know that it's paid for, as long as it's the correct permitting, because he and I discussed that today. And I know that the permits that he had pulled for my next door neighbor were significantly less costly, but there are a couple extra inspections evidently that are going to be due. So whatever it costs, it doesn't, I mean, well, I'm not going to say
Well,
that.
number one, I don't want to add to your burdens. Because you're trying hard, and that's obvious. Number two, if you're prepared to pay, then that wipes it. Where does the payment go? Does it go at your office or over here in finance?
She can actually go down to the office, with Dawn when you go down there, and I just approved the permit as far as for the review about an hour and a half ago.
Yes, sir.
So she could go over there, take care of it, and Dawn would take care of you and get the permit today.
All right.
But I will leave it for Austin to come pick up.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
Go ahead and just pay for it now.
I'm trying to keep this up to being an agenda item in the future.
Kicking the can down the road. We don't want to do this any longer.
I agree.
If paying for it takes care of this matter and takes me off your docket, and we don't have to see each other, hopefully, about
I
this.
enjoy these get-togethers, but you know.
It's lovely fun. I'll come next time just to watch. It's fascinating.
Well, you know, it's my intent that this not be an onerous event for anybody, and especially myself. You know, if I'm going to be here, I want to have as pleasant a time as I can. And I actually enjoy the interaction with you folks. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to, on the premise that it's going to be paid this afternoon, you'll get word, and if there's any delay, then you'll get word, and the order will be we have to continue it, and but in the absence of any issues, it'll be concluded, and we'll just be looking at costs of how much.
The city won't seek any costs on this. There was one mailing. It was 74
We're gonna
cents.
waive it?
We're going to waive it. Yeah.
Okay, so there'll be no costs, and this will be over with.
I asked for that too. Dang, I'll pay the 74 cents. I want to commend the city code enforcement people because they have been nothing but professional and polite and
You're talking about
understanding.
the same people?
Yes, we are. Over there. Over there. I taught them everything they know. Thank you.
This comes as not a total shock, but
Yeah,
no surprise.
It's been a very, very interesting 2026, and I know this started many months ago, but I really appreciate you working with me, and let's go get the permit paid for, and I hopefully will see you at, I don't know.
You're welcome to come anytime you can watch on YouTube, but
YouTube, I'll be on YouTube, hey.
you are right now. You're live. This is a live cast. We want to spare you the necessity of having to be here.
I appreciate that,
Okay.
but,
So,
payday of said porch will begin hopefully within the month, but,
well,
like I said,
you have 6 months to complete it and have final inspection, and so you've got a window to work with.
thank you, sir.
Good luck.
Thank you.
You'll get an order.
One way or the other.
Onward and upward. Okay. We are racing to the conclusion with EN 26031 Palm Coast Holding Group. Good afternoon, sir. Hold on one sec, if you would, please swear.
I do.
And for the record, your name and address, please.
Jayton Book, 1 Augusta Trail at Palm Coast.
Okay. Let's hear where we are from the city.
Well, we are in the same place we were before.
This is not good.
It's a little bit hanging off more,
I see siding draped down the side.
and we also, There'll end up being a second case. There's blue tarps up there that somehow we didn't see them before. But the big issue is on July 29th, Todd here called me and said the company didn't have any money, and they had a financial issue, and they weren't going to be able to make the repairs.
I hope that we are doing better than that today.
No, I don't. When I left here, I said I would call the contractor,
Yeah.
and let Mr. Gifford know that what the status was. I checked. We do not have funds for this project. And I called, as I said I would, to try and keep in touch. I don't have any better news today.
You're putting me in a tough spot, which is going to be a tougher spot for you because I'm going to have to enter an order for violation with a fine running that's going to date back to when it was noticed, and it's going to be a lot. I mean, you're already up to 18 or 20,000 or something dollars of accumulated fine. It's going to be moving to a foreclosure order, and I mean, do you all want to lose this property to a foreclosure?
Well, we've been working with investors to try and get somebody to buy it.
Yeah.
Worked with the bank. They don't want to accept the offer. And they want to tie a whole bunch of other things into
Who's your lender?
This property. I don't know who the direct lender is. I work with the servicer is Turek.
Okay.
And so we can't do that. You can't tie all these other things into this project. I've sent them pictures. I sent them that I'm coming here. I sent them the thing that says, I think it says in there it's $250 a month or a day fines. I don't have any options. I wish I did. I play the lottery once a week, and that's my solution. I don't have any other solutions for this. And if it ends up in foreclosure, then that's,
Well,
I don't have any other options.
I mean, it's at the city's discretion if they want to pursue that, but I would assume that's what's coming, and that the next scheduled hearing date is going to be the October meeting on whatever date that is, October 28th, oh, my birthday. So I would anticipate that we'll have it set for entry of an order imposing the fine, and which leads to the following being the foreclosure. And the wheels, it gets much more, and in the meantime, the fine's going to continue to accrue, and by the time we get to October, it's going to be $40,000 or whatever it adds up to, and then, it's just going to further inhibit the ability to market the property. With me, I would find a way to get that fixed, for two reasons. Believe it or not, there's a potential storm coming now. There's the one that would be and if there's a storm, guess what that stuff becomes? Shrapnel. And that's why it's a huge concern. It's unsightly, but it's really more about the fact that if we have a serious windstorm, that it won't be one piece, it'll be ripping the whole side off that building. I would get your buddies together that are a part of your ownership group and just say, guys, we need to find a few dollars to fix this.
It's probably 25,000 plus.
I understand. It's
if it was reasonable, yes. At the moment,
how much?
If something changes,
what is your debt ratio to value on the property right now?
There's no way to refinance it at this point.
Is there no equity?
The bank will not take.
There's no equity?
No, for sure not.
Well, my hands are tied. I mean, and I understand.
I'm a pretty old guy. You got a birthday coming. I'm a pretty old guy. I don't like being up here.
I'm sure
I've never been in my life in this situation. So it's and I appreciate you leaving me till the end so I don't have to be in front of a bunch of people that are sitting here.
I don't want to embarrass you. That's not the point.
I understand. It is embarrassing. So it's not like I just stand up here and I leave.
I understand you're here with a
wake up night, right?
Yeah, but these folks are trying to do their job, which is make sure that everybody plays by the same rules, meaning the code. My job is to try to foster compliance when we have a non-compliance situation. It's not trying to chase money, but the only leverage I really have is fines.
Right.
And now, because of the time, this is becoming an expensive problem for you, and it's not headed in the right direction. I wish we had an easier answer. I really do, but it's going to be reset, and it's at the discretion of the city, but I would assume we're going to be talking about
Imposing.
October, so you have 2 months to work with when we come back. The best result, and I'll share this with you, and I'm sure I'm speaking for the city on this, and that is, if you can find a way to get this resolved between now and then, the economic sanction may, in total, or at least in majority, go away. And because it's not about the money, it's about compliance. And maybe you'll win the lottery, but.
We're working on it. So, and yes, I
appreciate
that. I understand what you're saying. It's a endless cycle that keeps in the circle, because if you don't have the money and you get more money to pay, it doesn't.
I realize it's only getting worse.
Yes.
But the city has a duty to make sure that things happen, because that's a hazard to your neighbors. It will be a serious hazard if we get a storm. And that's back to my original premise. What looks like an aesthetic issue is a safety issue.
Yeah.
And that's at the top of the list for me. Whether it's a pool or shrapnel, it's all the same. It can cause damage or harm that can sometimes be really bad.
To be clear, if it does happen to go to the October hearing, the imposition of fines would date back to the original compliance date, okay? So, yeah, it backdates all the way.
To what date? Please.
The original order...
To comply was...
June 14th.
So we've been running at $250 a day since June 14th. You just look at the calendar and add up the $250 per day, and that's where we are as of now. And it will continue until we're in compliance, or the city seeks a foreclosure order and goes after all the money.
Oh, I apologize. I didn't realize that there was, it's February 3rd.
Oh.
I was looking at the incorrect order. I apologize.
Oh, the original order.
The original, yeah, yes, sir.
We're now talking more than the value of the property.
I think that when we were here last month, we talked about June. That's what I
Yes,
remember.
that was the new compliance day. However, under the statute, the Florida statutes, it says that the imposition of fines dates back to the original compliance date that was set by the magistrate, which under the original order was February 3rd. It was signed February 3rd.
We're talking a brutal number.
Yeah,
And again, I don't think that it's about the money. That's not what the city's interested. The city's interested in compliance. And
I understand that's the leverage you have, but
I know you're here
that
for
was the
that,
issue. It would be resolved a long time ago.
What have we got in costs so far? More costs.
So, $19.20 was ordered and it was paid. $19.20 was ordered and it has yet to be paid. And then the remaining balance of outstanding costs is $39.24.
So this order will also include
It would be
recovery of the unpaid costs,
so $39.24.
plus the unpaid previous amount.
There's already an invoice and an order
Okay.
that's outstanding on that.
Okay. So, gentlemen, thoughts?
It's gonna get worse, because there's a tarp on the roof of that quadplex or duplex.
Oh, up in the
It's been
corner.
up there for a while.
I didn't see that.
We didn't see either when you could drive on A1A unless you're just looking. Do you own the building to the south?
Yeah,
There's a tarp on that one too.
right, that's correct.
That could be another case that we're gonna start, just to let you know, because it's, it's showing that there's either a safety issue, there's no permits showing, it's also a nuisance, just for FYI. Alright,
Okay.
Please do something. I don't know, work magic, I don't know, sell a car. I don't.
Wish it were that easy.
I think our chief building official has a comment to make here.
Tip of the iceberg, so.
In the situation that we're at, because I was at the last meeting and because we haven't had anything done, we're at peak storm season. It's gonna be September 10th. I drive by that every day, see it hanging down. I wanna do due diligence for the neighbors, and if you would give us permission to go on the property, we'll have our maintenance guys take down the hanging stuff so we don't have that where it can just fly off.
Right.
I would suggest at least that happen, because that is imminent danger to the public as far as around.
Will you give consent for the city to go on the property?
If you could email that to, Michelle, get that information to her,
Yeah.
have something in writing, giving us permission to take that hanging stuff down.
But just for the record,
I don't see any reason why, I wanna make sure.
do you have to ask somebody else, or are you in a position to, on the record, say, please do it?
I can say to do it, but I'd like to check and make sure that there's no other issues with this.
Okay, all right.
You'll have an answer.
Is that the city's own
You'll have an
risk
answer
for-
before.
In a situation with imminent danger, you can actually act upon it right away. I'm just trying to do the nice path.
I understand, by getting permission.
Getting and asking for permission, but if it gets to where we don't get permission, with imminent danger to the public, then you can just act it anyways.
I will tell you, the latest models are bringing a storm pretty close.
You can do that, that's fine. Tell me what I need to do, so.
I want to communicate.
Yeah, I got you. No, I'm
I
so,
will send you the form so you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
give it to your partner, and they can all look at it.
And can he
Here?
put in,
That one, yeah.
Michelle, can you have him put in the email that he's given the city and the chief building inspector the property?
It's in the form that we
Okay.
have, yeah.
what does it say? Sorry.
No, she's gonna give it to you.
I'll let you know where we're going on the order.
Yes, sir.
Okay, please understand, we're not trying to get into your bank account. That's not what it's about.
I've been around a while. I understand exactly what it is. And I don't have a solution.
I'm looking at,
There's a lot of stuff I can do. But when it comes to funds at the moment, it's a problem.
I understand.
And believe me, I don't like it either. I never had anything like this in my entire life, and my birthday's on Friday. So I'm gonna be another year older. And it's not.
May I ask how old?
How old am I?
Yeah,
110.
you feel like it, but.
Yeah, I thought that's what you were thinking.
What?
It's
I have a reason.
No,
Wait.
66.
You don't look into over 67.
Exactly. Thank you.
I'm sorry, that's my standard line. You just got the benefit of the, well, you happy birthday.
Thanks. So,
Anyway, all right, well, we'll hope for some surprise, but the city, if you get that to them, then at least we can mitigate further risk a bit.
from an insurance standpoint, you're covered?
I understand where you're coming from because of concern about
You're covered.
liability.
People on the property.
Yeah, I mean, we in situations like this, and anytime we, get into a situation where it's an imminent danger, it could be, an unsafe structure or anything that we go on when we deal with that. So if we go on there, we're covered.
So if somebody gets hurt, yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's my concern and what I wanted to check into, basically.
You're worried about, to me, it sounds that the city's assuming the risk.
Yeah,
That's what
I
I'm-
believe the form, if it's the form that was created this
Yeah.
year, I wrote it. So from a legal standpoint, yeah,
Okay.
it should cover all those.
All right, well, that's my only concern. I want to get it
Let's get it as safe as possible at this point.
Understood.
Okay.
All right, well, thank you for being here.
All right, thank
We'll
you.
probably see you in October.
I hope, with different information, but, you know.
We'll think in a positive direction,
That's what
but meanwhile, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching,
And
cha-ching.
just for purposes of the record, because I missed the first order, because I didn't originally write it, it was 60 days from February 3rd.
So that would be when it would have begun.
April, yeah, so it's
Compliance date.
April-ish, not February, which is good. So,
It's probably in the stack, but I wasn't reading through the stack. But
yeah, and I
so
was trying to.
when you were expected to comply, that date is when the monetary imposition began to run. So it's now April.
February, March, April, early April, April 3rd-ish, but I would have to calculate the exact dates to get you. It'll be an
For
order.
general reference, we're running from that time frame.
And that's required by statute. We can't deviate from that.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Drive careful going home.
Thank
you. All right. Happy birthday. And remember, 67. All right. Anything from you, sir?
No, sir, I'm good.
You, sir?
No, sir.
Now,
Just I have a great boss, or well, October 1st I'll have a great boss.
I'm not sure what that means.
We're-
You're moving over part of the building department?
He said he's going to crack the whip on us.
You know, you can't crack it hard enough. We're talking slackers, you know. Slackers, not good guys. Anything from you, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Virtual.
Yeah, what was the?
Talk to your boss. He's gonna get a call,
Okay,
and that would be great.
okay,
At least give it a shot.
sure. I'll advocate my position.
Now, and I understand that we don't have anything in the pipe right now for code.
No, sir.
Good. That means people are doing what they're supposed to do. Good. Or they're doing it cooperatively.
I did have one thing. I was thinking while you were talking, as far as talking to the officer, as far as the signs, because we have our own sign department in the city, and where we have the emergency vehicles,
Yeah.
I think the best solution would just be adding a small sign underneath it that says no parking within whatever amount of feet that we come on, 25 feet of the sign, 30 feet of the sign. But if we did that on either side, that would take the whole thing away.
That would be wonderful, because this keeps coming up.
Those signs are our signs, John? The emergency vehicles, or is it the state?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's FDOT or not.
Okay,
I think it's FDOT.
they're FDOT?
Yeah, but I know the police department has contacts with FDOT and.
Here's another.
So
What about a sign, a city sign on its own post at the extreme, at each end of the area, no parking.
I'll talk with Todd Anderson tomorrow. He deals a lot with all the different agencies. And just if we can get something on there that is important, but we'll definitely pursue it.
Well, I appreciate the effort, because it's, at the end of the day, I just want to make sure that the fire department or the ambulance or whoever can get there when they need to.
Yeah, and I can swing by the fire department as well, because they got the largest trucks and
You don't have to go far.
And I'll see how much room they actually need for parking. Then we'll divide it by two, and then say either side of the sign. Then we'll get them what they need.
Okay, thank you. Michelle, how about you? No parking?
I did actually receive a submittal today, but I already advised her that there wouldn't be a hearing till October, and she was fine with that.
That's good, okay. That's only one.
But it was only one, yeah.
Okay, and so at the moment, that's the only, well, now we have two. This and that.
Yes.
At this point, okay. But I'm sure there'll be more by then.
Most likely.
Yeah, okay. Anything from you, sir? I'm doing the round.
No, sir, this was just in reference
other building that's beside there, since he's the owner, I wanted to let him know, I'm gonna give him 30-day courtesy notice on the other, that's what that was about.
Okay.
Because it's gonna start a whole
Another case.
process, yes, sir.
Okay, all right, but that's not related to this
No,
one?
sir.
Okay. All right, then are we all done for today?
Yes, sir.
Comments, criticisms,
Never.
congratulations.
Always.
On that note,
I vote.
I'm voting for, because I want, yes, me too.
what about the mail?
I don't know if that's what's a comment and a criticism. Probably directed towards me, I'm sure.
Yeah, for those who are, do we remember the mail dialogue?
I think so.
Yeah, you were here for that. Drew was here for that. It's an inside.
This dates back to somebody raising issues about the mail. Who would that be?
I raised an issue about recovering costs.
And well done.
Thank
All
you.
right. On that note, are we all set?
Yes, sir.
Nothing further? Nothing further?
No, sir.
No, are you sure? We are adjourned. There you go.